In a turn of events that we have seen happen in boxing when there's injustices, the fighter that we have seen on August 10th face Virgil Ortiz Jr., Sergey Bohachuk, the former WBC super welterweight interim titleist, is going to move on. And where he's moving on will be a fight card coming up because the Ortiz camp do not want to face him in a rematch. And that's fine, because fighters like this can continue to build and find their way in the sport where there is so much corruption. But we look forward to what's next for Bohachuk, because they've got a good plan, and I'm ready to talk about it. Ever since he had his outstanding battle with Brian Mendoza, Sergey Bohachuk has shown boxing and the fan base that he is another spirited warrior that's out there to give the fans exactly what they want. And he is on his way again towards something now that the outcome of his fight against Virgil Ortiz Jr. ended the way it did as far as the judges' decisions. According to an article that I've been able to track down in boxing scene, Bohachuk, who performed very well against the favorite Virgil Ortiz Jr., is now going to set his sights ahead, appearing on the undercard for Usyk Fury 2. And the article goes, although the result of Sergey Bohachuk's scintillating slugfest against Virgil Ortiz Jr. will officially be reflected as a loss on his ledger, El Flaco, his nickname, could be a winner in the long run with financial rewards and a burgeoning fan base. Interesting, because I felt the same after watching this young man. The article continues that Bohachuk, who is 24-2 with 23 KOs, and Ortiz Jr. delivered on the war that they promised during their pre-fight build-up and deposited a Fight of the Year frontrunner on August 10th, incessantly blasting each other non-stop for 12 rounds in their junior middleweight scrap. My thoughts differ according to what the article stated there, because as I watched that fight, Ortiz, who was very active, he threw shots, but Bohachuk blocked a lot of the shots that he threw. And when you can't score on your opponent, judges just shouldn't merely award you rounds as they did in this instance due to you being busy. It's clean and effective punching that gets the scores. And Virgil wasn't very effective with a lot of the shots that he was throwing, trying to overwhelm Bohachuk, and it wasn't happening. It goes on to state, Bohachuk dropped Ortiz twice, but he wasn't awarded the win in a close fight as Ortiz sneaked away with a majority decision and the WBC interim 154-pound title that he held. Bohachuk could, however, be awarded another high-profile showcase his next time out, courtesy of boxing power broker Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of the General Entertainment Authority in Saudi Arabia. Sergey's star skyrocketed after this fight. I don't know why no one gave him a chance heading into this fight. He was a 5-1 underdog. Bohachuk promoter Tom Loeffler, founder of 360 Promotions, told Boxing Scene, "It was great that Al-Sheikh was there in person to see how great of a performance Sergey put on. He also said that he thought Sergey won that fight, or at worst it should have been a draw. I don't think it should have been a draw, people. He should have clearly gotten that decision, especially after dropping Ortiz twice, and the referee didn't call the first knockdown, opting to go to replay after a couple of rounds, only to find that it was overturned, and including the fact that the judges did not want to go to instant replay, though it was available. Could there have been some cooking on the side of Ortiz for that? Quite possibly. This was a Golden Boy promoted fight. But the replays showed clearly that there was a punch to the right side of Virgil's temple, and he went down clean. The article goes on that it says that Turki really liked Sergey. He came up to us after the fight and said that he wanted Sergey on a future show by the end of this year. It could definitely be on the December 21st show in Saudi. Sergey is ready to go. It would have been great to have Sergey on the show as his fellow Ukrainian heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk takes on Tyson Fury. The 154-pound weight class boasts plenty of top talent, and a win with already against Brian Mendoza under his belt earlier this year, Bohachuk would be a deserving opponent to a group that features the likes of Terence Crawford, Israel Madrimov, Sebastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu, Erickson Lubin, Charles Conwell, Jesus Ramos, Bakram Bertolayev, Xander Zayas, Vito Mielnicki Jr., and the inactives likes of Errol Spence Jr., Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano, and Keith Thurman. Wow, what a list of fighters to have as potentials. The article goes on. The division is so hot that there are so many great matchups to be made, said Loeffler. Sergey is in the top 3 to 5 in the division and has earned the right to fight any of the top names. The one thing Sergey is that you never know you're going to see a boring fight. Loeffler also expressed his concerns that Bohachuk was wronged in his fight with Ortiz, something that I personally said as well. He was wronged. And when you have a fighter that's willing to go out there and perform like Sergey did against Ortiz, he should be awarded if he was victorious. And I feel strongly that in this particular match, he was definitely victorious. It was Virgil who was on the ropes. It was Virgil who needed something to show for his efforts, and they gave it to him. He didn't win it, they gave it to him. Loeffler went on and said, there are definitely questions about the judging, even the refereeing, which we needed instant replay to overturn a knockdown, said Loeffler. I don't understand the mechanics of why it took so long to announce it to the corners. Overall, we're convinced that Sergey should have kept his title and that he should still be the champion. He didn't lose the fight. It was at worst a draw or winning by 2 points due to the 2 knockdowns. We're disappointed in the decision, but happy with how Sergey fought. It was 12 rounds of non-stop punching, knockdowns, and controversy. We never take anything away from Virgil. It was a great performance by him, and we give him credit. Is the leading candidate for Fight of the Year. It could be a Fight of the Year candidate, but what really takes away from the Fight of the Year consideration is the bad officiating and judging. And with that, classics can be disregarded easily because of the corrupt outlook of things. Fighters deserve their wins when they put those efforts in. And the sooner that they get to getting rid of some of these judges, or at least making them be accountable for their decisions, the better off the sport will be. But as it stands right now, we're dealing with what we have to deal with, and it doesn't look like there's going to be a change anytime soon. So fighters like Sergey have to find a way to keep on plugging, just as this man is doing. The article's link will be in the description box, and we'll be able to talk about it further. So, as I've been known to say, what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Leave comments and let's discuss. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.